Oh, she mentions you at 1412?
Blamed for this dangerous and scary protein craze. They did a whole profile on Hassan Piker where they said that because he worked out, because he has like visible abs and flexes and posts photos on his Instagram, and then that he has a MAGA body. Like, they are saying the quiet part out loud. They are acknowledging that health is not important to them, that fitness is a right-wing thing. Like, that is where we have gotten right now. So no wonder your revolution.
Yeah, I mean, fitness is not a right-wing thing, and it's very frustrating that people have like done this. And once again, I would go so far as to say it's not dissimilar to the ways in which, in like the Gamergate craze, a lot of liberals themselves actually represented like the hysterical woke scold style cartoonish depiction of the left willingly and voluntarily. We have too much marketing people on our side ideologically to consistently allow our opponents to frame the conversation around a reality that does not exist. If you look at the real world, if you look at, not that it matters whether someone is like physically fit or not, ultimately, I don't give a shit about that kind of thing, even though I personally like it. And I think it's good if people are physically fit in general. But from a political perspective, I don't think it says anything about your politics. Having said that, however, if you were to look at like areas where a lot of Democrats congregate versus areas where a lot of Republicans congregate, and you just put a lineup of like the average Republican versus the average Democrat, I think the physically fit voters would most likely lean on the side of the average Democrat. It's partially born out of material conditions, of course. It's born out of like having disposable income or time to go to the gym, not living in a fucking food desert. Republican areas are poorer on average than Democrat areas are. And a lot of Democrats do care about their health in way more meaningful ways than the Republicans do. It's kind of, it's not dissimilar to like gaming, right? People just think like, oh, gaming is right wing. All gamers are right wing. They're all shitheads. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. It's just that they flood the market with this kind of commentary to try to make it seem as though that's the case. And the same goes for gym culture and shit. They flood the market with content creators that are finding themselves on the apolitical side, which usually snaps to reactionary commentary, reactionary politics. Same with anime, same with everything else. It's very frustrating to experience. Would you say that the main divide between the right and left is how empathetic people are? Because I feel like that's the case in so many cases. Yes. Yes. I think when it's like, if you bring it back to like two different poles and what like first principles look like without actually identifying them, without actually like getting too far into ideological tendencies and whatnot, it genuinely comes from individualism and empathy. That's it. People on the left flank of politics, adjusted to whatever time frame, adjusted to whatever country, adjusted to whatever culture you want to present, are always going to be the more empathetic side. And people on the right flank of politics, whatever you want to call them, right, are always going to be more on the individualist, selfish, less empathetic side. It's that simple. I got mine. It's a constant fucking struggle. You know, fuck everybody else. That's it. That's why I always say, like, my politics are about not being a shithead and only bullying those who are bullying others. Okay? That's what it comes down to. That's unironically what it comes down to. Everything else is just like seasoning. Everything else is just marketing. Okay? Yeah, party of me versus party of we.
Left-wing Democratic Socialist candidate Zohran Mamdani can't even bench 135 without a spot. And you might be saying, Brett, you can't even bench 135. I know. But when you go on X, there were so many women on there who were saying, okay, I know that I can't do this, but like men, this is your wheelhouse. Like, what is, an average, what do I want to say, PR? Like, what do you guys actually bench? And the replies were hysterical. People were like, no, 135 is like my warm up. And people were like, there are all of these threads of like, yeah, 250, 180, whatever. I asked Alex, apparently his PR was, I think it's 285. Hopefully I'm not butchering that. Love you if I am. He said, don't expect him to do that anymore because he like blew out his shoulder in college trying to do that. But anyway, that is what is going on here. Like, no wonder your big candidate can't do that when this is the culture that you've created, when you have created a culture that has villainized health and fitness. And I don't even know if the left cares, like at all. They villainized this. They've walked away from it. They have lost this. I don't think they care. However, Grand Canyon University does care about the culture that they cultivate on.
Oh, shut the fuck up. That's a crazy segue into an ad. Okay, so couple things here. Number one, the notion that like the liberals and the left have like vilified working out, idiotic, incredibly marginal, not a real thing at all. It's just also not a part of objective reality. Once again, okay, look at the average liberal living in a city and how much they work out, whether it's Pilates or yoga or whatever the fuck they're doing, versus the average Republican in a place like Oklahoma, for example. Go to a fucking Walmart, okay? It's ridiculous. I said this even with the MAGA body shit that the New York Times did on my profile, right? So that's already incredibly stupid, okay? You can be jacked to the gills and be a liberal or a Republican. None of this shit matters. It's just marketing. These people are just like leaning into that to make it seem as though that is just the case when it just doesn't matter. It's not a part of reality at all. Secondly, and this is perhaps more important, Zohran Mamdani at the age of 33 is infinitely healthier than the average politician, both by his age and also by what kind of work he does. He is incredibly physically fit. He's just not physically fit in the lifting side of things. That's it. What's really frustrating about this process is that Zohran Mamdani walks, 20,000 steps a fucking day. What are we talking about? Get any right-wing Republican or even someone like myself. I work out all the goddamn time. I wouldn't be able to keep up with him. I wouldn't be able to walk the entire island of Manhattan. It's just a different kind of fit. Okay? That's it. You're comparing cardiovascular capabilities to strength, pure strength. That's all this is. And cardio is incredibly important. Zohran is a cardio guy, clearly. Okay? That's it. Like, if that was the case, then Sam Sulek would be the most, like, physically fit guy on the planet. Zohran Mamdani working out. The notion that, like, right-wingers work out more than leftists do or liberals do, all this stuff is bullshit, is ridiculous, is so dumb.
So that you can bench more than 135 and be stronger than Mamdani, including myself. Anyway, moving on, back to the left and them caring about their culture. The funny thing is, even though the left was, putting out these articles and these opinion pieces just 3 months ago, now randomly, they do care about fitness. They do care about hitting the gym. And that's because they've realized that it's losing them votes. Because remember, a few months ago...
Dude, no, this is not real. No one cares. Are you kidding me? No one is like, oh, I'm not going to vote for the Democrats because they don't lift weights. Donald Trump is the president, okay? Donald Trump can't even walk up a flight of stairs. Joe Biden, at the age of 854, was more physically fit than Joe Biden. And his brain, Joe Biden was more physically fit at the age of 900 than Donald Trump, and his brain was leaking out of his fucking ear, okay? Shut the fuck up. This is so dumb. Nobody gives a fuck about how much you can lift, how much you can bench. When it comes to politics, put the policies in the bag. That's it. What is happening? Why does everybody entertain these idiotic arguments? I can't stand this shit, dude. Oh, this person can bench press this much. This person can bench press that much. It's like, who cares?
Right around the time that all those, articles were coming out, that hit piece about me came out, the Democrats announced that they were going to be investing $20 million in order to figure out how to win back young men. Now, one of the things that they discovered after this incredible research into the syntax and the interest of young American men is that men are going to the gym. So Democrats should be as well. One MSNBC opinion piece talked about this, and in this article... Do you
even vote, bro? Democrats should look at new voters at the gym. Oh, God. Oh. Okay. How is Zohran Mamdani so much better at captivating the attention of young voters, young men especially, white men too, than anybody else that's running for the same fucking office, and he can't outlift Andrew Cuomo, Curtis Lewa, or fucking Eric Adams? How is that possible then? Turns out it has nothing to do with fucking what your bench press is, bro. These people are so dumb. What are we doing? What is this conversation? American politics has to be about everything but politics, okay? Politics, simply put, is about distribution of resources, power, and the continuation of said distribution with violence. Who gets to do violence? Who are the victims of said violence? That's what politics is. In America, on the other hand, politics is anything but what politics actually is, okay? It's about how much you can bench press. It's about whether you put Dijon mustard. It's about whether you wear like whatever the fuck you're wearing. It's all about whatever commodities you're consuming. Are you a Labubu consumer? Are you a Labubu matcha enjoyer? Do you drink raw milk? None of this is about politics, man. When we're talking about actual politicians, what matters is their fucking policies. What the fuck? And Democrats entertain this idiotic notion as well. Cracker Barrel logos. Are they woke? Are they unwoke? What's going on there? It's so stupid. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. And that is by design, by the way. The reason why American politics is about anything but actual policy and actual politics, how we distribute the finite resources that we have, is by design, because both parties in the duopoly do not stand for the working class. So no one is actually out there invested in truly trying to reverse the trajectory that we're heading in the direction of. That's the reason why everybody plays their own version of the same fucking damn equation, where they have to just be like, oh yeah, I'm a leftist because I work out, or this person is right wing because they drink raw milk and eat 12 eggs a day. Shut the fuck up. What the fuck? What are we doing? What are we doing? God damn, dude. The reason why Zohran was able to cut away from that noise is because he was issue focused. That's it. That's it. That's it. We are issue focused. But the problem is Democrats do this shit too. Gavin Newsom is a great example of this. He has been really popping off, making big waves in the Democratic side, where, you know, they keep polling people 3 years out from the actual election to turn around and be like, oh, he's going to be the runner-up. He's going to be the runner-up. Why is he the runner-up? Because he's memeing. He's memeing hard. He's memeing super hard. Okay? All of this is utterly irrelevant. Gavin Newsom has major issues. I live in his state. Okay? I live under the gruesome rule of gruesome Governor Gavin Newsom in California Oblast. And let me tell you, the housing market is fucked here, okay? Fix it. Meanwhile, what his goals are is to not fix it. He is Mr. Veto, okay? Every goddamn election cycle, there's another ballot measure that's like, let's implement communism in California for all people living on California soil. And then those ballot measures will get passed by like 80% margins. And then gruesome Governor Gavin Newsom will turn around and veto it. He'll be like, nah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say kill homeless people? That's what I'm going to do. It's so fucking stupid. And it sucks. It sucks because people eat this shit up. A lot of people do eat this shit up. I'm glad that people are fighting back. Okay? That's fine. That's great. But it can't just remain on the trolling side. Okay? It just can't. It can't just be like Newsom was right about everything mugs, or Trump is not hot. Tank tops. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Is this merge real? It's not a joke? Yeah, it's not. Nathan J. Robinson, the GOAT, says, when Gavin Newsom loses in 2028, will Democrats learn their lesson and stop running soulless centrists? Or will they just try to keep doing this over and over until the party has 2% support and we finally reach full-blown fascist state? The second thing is what's going to inevitably happen. Okay? They are just... They're just actively looking for one guy who can cut away from the noise and not rock the boat policy-wise, okay? I'm trying to convince my lib parents that this trolling stuff is not accomplishing anything and they just don't get it. They think this is a way to show how ridiculous Trump is and that it's working and people will realize and come to their senses. No, this is just catharsis for liberals. It's nothing. Yeah. This is low-key even less consequential than like the oligarchy tour, which... in many respects is also a fucking a pressure valve for liberals and leftists alike to feel good, to be like, oh yeah, we're doing something. Like there's a there's a group of people around me that like also agree with me. And that's fine. That's not a bad thing, but it just can't be the only thing. Okay. I'm not going to fucking sit here and just say like, oh, memeing against Trump is bad. It's not. Okay. Actively pushing against Trump is good. Even redistricting. I gave Gavin Newsom credit for that, right? Redistricting to cook the books, to secure more Democrat districts for Congress is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But if that's all you stay at, if that's all you do, it's not going to be enough. Like if you're redistricting to put forth more Democrat seats, okay, more comfortable Democrat victories in a state like California, but then those seats are filled with the most annoying centrist, pro-Israel, pro-Raytheon liberals out there who are going to come out and be like, yeah, I think we should say fuck trans people actually, and continue doing that same Democratic Party approach of capitulating to right-wing framing on issues instead of actively fighting against the right-wingers and yelling from the mountaintops about how America is experiencing a fucking fascist takeover with like literal military occupation of major cities. You know, something that people can see with their own two fucking eyes if they don't counter message against the wave of Republican initiatives happening all around us, spearheaded by an incompetent fascist madman like Donald Trump, then what the fuck are we doing? It's just like utterly worthless. It's idiotic.